Good evening, Map here and Map Investments. Haven't done a video in some time. Um, the markets have been pretty much choppy until now. Um, it seems like to get things moving, we always have to have one crisis to the next, and um, and that's what we have right now. We have a banking crisis, which is caused by increasing interest rates by the Federal Reserve and affecting the banks. The higher rates are hurting the banks, and you're having runs on the banks, and you have big hedge funds like Ken Griffin, the head of Citadel, saying that pretty much capitalism is in great danger. And I think it's been like that for a while. Um, Unfortunately, you have the Silicon Bank that blew up out on the West Coast, and Signature Bank of New York was closed. Um, and it's a sad thing because these banks they get bailed out, and if we were to mess up as individuals, we can't pick up the phone and ask Janet Yellen or whatever her name is or Jerome Powell to bail us out. That's that's just the reality. But these bankers get bailed out. All these companies that fail get bailed out, and it's gonna, the chickens are coming home to roost, and you're starting to see it in the market. Um, and we'll take a look at some charts and look at the futures, but it's not looking pretty, and it's gonna get uglier, and inflation is gonna get worse. Um, I think I heard an economist say the other day that all the QT, the quantitative tightening, the basically the money printing was they were tying it up, they're reining it in, and in 1 week they wiped that out. I think they printed like 300 billion to bail out these banks. And there was a senator. You can look it up on YouTube. I'm not gonna go to the I'm not gonna look for the YouTube video. Maybe I could put the link in the video. But a representative from, I don't know, it was a senator, representative, a politician from Oklahoma asked Janet Yellen, "Hey, what about these small banks?" And you should just see her reaction. The guy says, "What about these people that you're not guaranteeing these small banks the 250,000 or plus FDIC insured deposits just because you didn't pick the bank. You decided to bail out these banks, but now you don't want to bail out these small community banks. What's going to happen to these small banks when people with folks that have more money than 250 in these banks and start pulling them out and putting them in these big banks like JP Morgan or Bank of America or Wells Fargo?" And you should look for that video. I'll see if I can find the link, and you should see how the response that she gives to the politician. It's just it's really really sickening what's going on. But I've chimed in before on the channel, and you guys know how I feel about precious metals. Uh, and I've been, for the subscribers that have been here for a while, they know how I feel about what's happening, and that I think the ultimate and the most stable investment. You're not gonna get rich, but you're not gonna go broke. Um, and that's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen with these banks. They're just pumping them with money and to keep them solvent. This is the foundation's cracking, and yeah, sure, your money's there, but when you take it out to buy anything, you can't buy anything. You know, Cars that used to be 20,000 are now 40,000. Used cars are through the roof still. Houses, this house that I lived in it's a 1957 house. These houses in this neighborhood used to be tops 300 grand. Now it's 600 grand, and they're falling apart. It's like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But we are seeing some opportunities to place some trades in the market because the volatility has crept up, and that's good for option sellers. Um, Here are some of the headlines: fail or sale. So Credit Suisse is in trouble, a Swedish bank, and I think they got like $55 billion from the government. I don't even know. UBS reported seeks $6 in government guarantees for Credit Suisse takeover. That was 3 hours ago. The Fed is poised to approve a quarter point rate hike next week, despite market turmoil. So they're going to put more stress on the banking market by raising rates. So, but they got to keep tightening. They got to keep raising rates to bring inflation. We shall see. See what happened. What this guy said here. This fund manager shorted Chris West, and he's sticking with his bet. Mid-sized U.S. banks reportedly asked the FDIC to insure all deposits for 2 years. And that's because people are probably, this 33 minutes ago, the people are pulling the money out of the banks, out of the small banks, because, look at all these banks that are blowing up. So they'd rather be in a big, too big to fail bank, like Bank of America, JP Morgan, etc. I honestly never keep money in the bank, at least in my account. Uh, my wife has other accounts, and she's not a believer in she thinks being cash is safe. I think that's ludicrous. Um, but in our main checking, um, I just keep money there to pay the bills. That's it. We'll take a look at the futures and how the markets are reacting. Just trying to read some of these headlines here. Actually, I've been watching March Madness. The Canes won, and I watched Usman lose to, I think it was Edwards in the welterweight championship. There's a lot of sports on, a lot of good stuff. You got hockey winding down. So it's March Madness. You got a lot of stuff out there. I'm just catching up on the news here with you guys here on the channel. Uh, Tejas sent me a note here. I haven't done a video in a month. Work's been pretty slow. I'm in the car industry, so I can imagine that car industry with the higher interest rates is becoming tougher, and you can see that in some of the car stocks, especially like Carvana, down to like $7. And also, real estate must be tough for realtors with the higher interest rates. Remember, it's they're big purchases, so higher interest rates makes it very sensitive. So, um, how a TikTok ban in the U.S. might work. What else do we got here? Meta's laying off everybody. The stock has come back up big time. Uh, Bitcoin's had a nice run, and that has to do with the banking crisis. So you can get into Beetle or the Ether ETF. That would be my way to go. I would not. What happened here? Wow,
This is Real Time Insights. I'm joined by Orland Boston, EY America's.
wow, that was scary. I got scared. That was funny. Let's take a look at the Oh, not this one. Let's go to the futures. Take a look at the futures. So I'm in shock how the 10 year has come down to under 3.5. I mean, the 10 year was over 4, and in a month or less, that thing has like completely dropped. Incredible how the rates have dropped. And that's another thing that's happening with the banks. So here we'll take a look at this here. So you can put your money in and that's that they were down big the other day on Friday. But you could put your month in a 3 month CD, and you could have got almost 24 470 almost, or 6 month 470. It was almost 5% on 6 month and 3 month T bills. The 10 year has basically gone down a cliff. Look at that. From in a month, not even a month, it was at 4.25 almost. It was probably 4 over 4, 407. and it's down to 340. That's insane. Insane. I don't know who's buying these bonds. 'Cause remember, when you buy bonds, rates go down. When you sell bonds, rates go up. They're inverse. And this is a problem that's happening with CD rates. So like if you go to the bank and you say I want a CD, let's see how much these CDs are paying. Well, some are paying here 4.5, but how long is it for? APR. I wonder how long these CDs are. Length of CD 5 years. No, let's see what 6 month CD pays. Let's see if it shows. Well, this is 1 year, 5.5. 1 year, 5, 4.75. They've had to bump up these rates because, let me see, sort by 2 years, 4.75. But you could put in these shorter T bills and not wait as long and make the same amount of money. I was reading that people are taking their money out of CDs and stuff and buying these short dated T bills. So that's crazy. And I think interest rates have to go higher, especially on the long end. When I say a long end, I'm talking about the 10-year and 30-year bond. There's no way that, and that's why the yield curve is inverted. Like you could put your money in a 2 month or 3 month, and you're getting almost 4.5, or 6 months over like four and a quarter, 4 and 3/4, and on a 10-year, it's 3.43 or 3.62 on 30 year. So these rates on these long end of the uh, bond market have to go up. That they just have to. I mean, so that's enough on interest rates. And the Fed probably will raise a quarter of a point um, next week. So we'll have more volatility next week, that's for sure. The dollar is at 103.86, and I think the dollar is toast. And I think the world will imagine the dollar is at highs almost, and gold was up like $70 on Friday to two. We're definitely gonna blast through 2,000 on Sunday night when Asia opens up, and we're gonna see record highs in these precious metals. This is not over, um, and you need to protect. You're not gonna get rich, but you need to protect your purchasing power. Um, and I think they will outperform a lot of the other asset classes. Foreign currencies, they're all fiat currencies. They're all garbage, anyways. As the dollar goes down, maybe you'll get some strength in the Aussie or the Swiss franc. Aussie because they're a commodity-driven economy, and maybe the loonie. But I know Canada has a lot of debt as well. The Swiss franc, but I rather just play with gold. Bitcoin up to 27,000, and it's had a great run. And I'm not a fan of it, but it warrants you having at least, anything under 5% of your portfolio in there, um, because you never know, and it's diversification in the crypto space. Market cap is 1.2 trillion in the crypto market, and my opinion is you just want to stick with Bitcoin or Ether. And I don't trust none of these exchanges, especially with Sam the Man scamming everybody at FTX. Um, Not even Coinbase. I don't trust none of these people. So your safest bet, I think, is in your brokerage account, whoever that is, and I recommend you being in a big one, um, to Maybe buy you can buy Beetle is an ETF that mimics the Bitcoin, and it has options. And I don't know why it's not pulling up here, but maybe my internet's acting slow. Well, here's Apple. So let's see. Go over here, and we're gonna find Beetle. I don't know why it's not pulling up. No, here we go. Beetle. So yeah, up nicely. We could pull up the chart. Uh, let's do. Let's just do a 5 year chart by month. So Beetle showing some green bars. The low was 947. We're at 1660, and the high was $45 almost. So there could be a lot. Remember, Bitcoin was up to 65K. So the other one is Ether. Is this one, and this is the grayscale Ethereum, and this was another one that was at 67, and it also hit a high, and it was up here at 47. So you can get in an Ether if you want to pick some of these shares up. They have a management fee. Don't know what it is. Do your research. But if you want some exposure to the cryptos, those are the ways I would go. Or you could buy Coinbase stock, coin, coin. Yeah, it's a big $7.20. I have an Iron Condor in there, and I'll probably get tested next week. It's looking strong. Um, So those are the crypto trades you can put on. 10 year, you can either, this is a small product, this one right here is a small product, or you can use TLT if you think uh, if you think interest rates are gonna go down, you can use this tool. And if you think interest rates are gonna go up, you can use TBT. So that it's the opposite. Those are two ETFs that you can use to trade interest rates, which is another asset class. You want to you as an investor or a trader, you want to think about different products you can use capitally and use it capitally efficient as well when you do buying these products. That your ROI makes sense to what you're using on buying power, um, and keeping it small so you don't blow up your account. So hope I helped you with that one with interest rates and the cryptos. Um, We talk foreign currencies. I'd rather be in gold. Now, oil has been decimated. Yeah, I want to say oil was down at least $10 a barrel uh, this week. I'm trying to pull up your chart, 4 hours. Oh, well, whatever. Let's just say this month. This is a 30-day, a 4 hour chart. So we were at 81 high, and now we hit a low of 66, and we're at 66.53, 65, 66. We're at the lows. And in 5 days, I want to see what 5 days this thing did. 77 down, more than $10, guys. Basically $10. Amazing. I think it's an opportunity, guys. And this product is very big. CL is a very big product. You can either get exposure through the micro, which is MCL, good little product right here, or you can do like I've been doing. I've been adding XLE for the long term. It's a ETF. It's a basket of energy companies, and you could do the XOP, which is producers, oil and gas producers. Explorer, I think it's called, and this one's down too. It was down from 130 to 114. Great ways to play energy. You can also do USO. UNG for natural gas. Yeah. So those are your energy plays, and energy has been destroyed. And I think energy will come back strong because we have SPRs at 40-year lows still, and the United States has said that they need to refill their strategic petroleum reserves. So we're a buyer of, of energy as a country. Now the stock market is fighting, and I think we will see October lows. Um, but it's a catch-22. We gotta see how this banking crisis plays out, but you also gotta be aware that they have injected $300 billion to the market, uh, and also the Fed's gonna raise interest rates, but they may pause and start pivoting and chickening out and reversing course and basically probably cutting rates if we have financial crisis, which is only going to add fuel to the inflation fire. Now we're starting to see some layoffs, which I have mentioned in my videos in the past, and and a lot of economists are predicting a recession, and I can see it because my work is very slow. It's gotten slow, um, so we shall see what happens there. Housing's cooling off. Uh, Especially with the rates that what they are. And I think I keep hearing reports that prices are starting to decline, and it's a mess. It's really a mess. Gold, you know how I feel about gold. I'm a gold bug. Maybe I'll do a video tomorrow where you can see me. I haven't been doing videos lately. Maybe I'll do a video tomorrow, and I'll do a person video so you can see me, and maybe I'll throw a gold coin there on the screen. But it'll be interesting to see where gold is headed and silver. I think these assets are a protection against inflation and a protection against this rigged system that we have, that the the uh, the bankers are allowed to fail and do whatever and speculate on whatever they want, and then they get bailed out. But you and me, we do speculation and we fail. No one bails us out. So I personally try and get myself out of the system, and the way you do that is with hard assets. And I don't think there's any better store of value uh, besides a gold coin, a silver coin. Um, it's collateral. You can go anywhere and exchange it for cash. You can barter with it. You can go to pawn shops and get loans on it at better rates. Um, Protect yourself, folks. Um, you're starting to see some weird things happening here, and it's pretty sad. Our founding fathers would be turning in their graves. It's pretty. It gives me goosebumps when I kind of look at the third the third president of the United States talks about the banks and how they can hurt people. Um, Let me see if I can find the quote here, because it's amazing that that these guys, the founding fathers of this country, um, had the vision to so so it says here. I believe this is a quote that he said some 200 years ago, and it's just astonishing. It's incredible. I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies, Jefferson wrote. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their currency, first by inflation, then by deflation, the banks and corporations that will grow up around us, these banks will deprive the people of all property until their children wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered. The issuing power of currency shall be taken from the banks and restored to the people to whom it properly belongs. So, you know, they can't print silver coins, they can't print gold coins, so protect yourself, folks. Um, so you know where I stand there. Hogs have gotten destroyed, um, and the weights on the pigs are heavier. And there was rumors of some kind of swine flu, and the lean hog market has been on a straight down line. There might be some value here soon, so keep your eye if you want to trade pigs slash HE. Look at the chart and have fun with it, but it's very violent. Uh, Now, live cattle, very fundamentally strong, and this is a bull market you could be in, um, and everything is intact with the live cattle. Uh, I think there are. I think I was reading that herds are at, I think, 40-year lows, or maybe that might have been oranges. Do some homework on it, but I know that the cattle market is very, very strong. We'll talk about small caps. They've gotten decimated. I've been adding to some small caps via the IWM, and this is for long term. IWM has gotten destroyed in the past 30 days, I want to say. It's gotten destroyed. I mean, it's gone down let me look, from basically 200 to 170, 30 points straight down. So this is the smallest 2,000 companies in America. The Russell 2000. Half of them are not profitable, but still, you want some exposure to small caps. And the S&P, you can buy either, these are the micros, which is my nickname, Micromap. I love these trading tools. Um, but you can go with the SPY, and the SPY is at 389. It was 416 30 days ago. And it hit a low of 380. What else, guys? Copper under 4. Um, Copper has been strong after under under 4. Uh, it was at 425, and copper is a recession indicator. So watch Dr. Copper, and your best play there is either this, or you could do Freeport McMoran. You can even buy copper rounds. So you're not Pegasus. AppMex, it's a big coin dealer. So we got gold up 70 to almost 2,000, and we got silver at 2291. Uh, Silver copper rounds. You see here the silver copper rounds. You can pick these bad boys up pretty cheap if you think, copper is a big, big, big component of this EV uh, advancement, bull market, or whatever you want to call it. By the way, I like the Polestar better than the Tesla. Um, so let's see here. So yeah, you can pick up some cheap copper rounds if you wanted to get physical. Let's get physical. Now Nasdaq's been strong. Now why has the Nasdaq been strong? The Nasdaq been strong because you got the biggest companies in the world that make up a huge percentage of that index. Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Google's, you name it, are in there. And why are people flocking to them? Because these guys have a lot of cash. They got cash. They got balance sheets. They're the gold standard in the tech space. So who knows? Maybe these tech companies can start banks with all the cash they have, when all the other banks that are pretty much insolvent and upside down, and all their MBS and all their mortgage-backed securities and all their treasuries, as the yield curve inverted and they lost their butts on all these treasuries. No one's managing the risk at these banks. It's ludicrous, ludicrous. But they'll get bailed out. They don't care. They know that they'll get bailed out. Palladium and platinum there hanging around the same levels. Palladium's actually come down a lot, and platinum's usually around 1,000. Silver, look at silver up $1. I like to see silver up $1. And silver old eye was 50. Uh, we'll see what happens. I love the metals, and I've been pounding the table on them. We've talked about interest rates. The VIX is up to 25. It can go higher. Grains have been pretty crappy. Soybeans have gotten killed. Corn also. And wheat is just a kind of a Russia premium war deal. Um, and it's the one that's had probably the best bounce out of all the grains. Yeah, and those are the futures. Now, on bar chart, could talk about stocks. So we just gotta keep our eyes on the market. So we talked about a lot of different asset classes. We talked about gold, energy, interest rates, the markets. The markets, you gotta understand market direction. Right now, we're in a correction right now. You got to keep your eye and see what the Fed does with interest rates and how much more their balance sheet grows. Their balance sheet grew this week, so they're pumping liquidity into the market. Um, let's go to options, and then we'll end it there. Maybe I'll do another video tomorrow. So Tesla has been beat up down to 180. Nvidia has really bumped up to 257. The chips have been acting pretty good. Advanced Micro Device has been coming back. Nvidia. Apple's been pretty consolidating. Microsoft has come up a lot with that Chat GPT crap, whatever AI. Amazon has been lingering there. Bank of America has been destroyed. Google's come up a little bit. Meta has had a good run, good run with all their layoffs and stock buybacks. FRC is a bank that is under stress. Huge IV rank in there. If you want to trade that, maybe an Iron Condor. If you want to, I have, I think, an Iron Condor in there. Coinbase has had a big run as people flock out of banks and maybe into crypto. Credit Suisse in trouble. AMC did, I think, some diluting maybe. They were down big. Mara's a crypto play. Schwab is an interesting play as a broker. I think I have some put credit spreads in there. Riot is another crypto play correlation. Baba's been pretty range bound. JP Morgan's been killed. Intel cut the dividend, but they've come back a little bit. I have to log into my. Hey, log in, bro. Pay you enough money for this crap. All right. Oh, these are different stocks, huh? Or was it the same one? Oh, it just made the list longer. Netflix has been all right. When we talked about the banks, you can, if you want to get into the banks, you can do XLF or XRE, which is the regional ETF. Those have gotten pretty beat up. Bed Bath and Beyond, bankrupt soon. FedEx had a cost cutting, but they're still suffering. But they were up 7%. Um, Enphase was down big. Newmont Mining, yeah, I like the GDX. and GDXJ. If you want to speculate on those, I think those are going to make new highs, all-time highs. Oh, what happened here? Oh, sorry. Sunrun, another solar play, down 8. Baidu was up 8. I think they have to do I think they did their own chat GPT, whatever. PacWest, another one that's in play, a bank down 18%. All the banks are getting killed. So yeah, go to bar chart and look at the list. Let me know what stock. I really don't. There's really not much I like right now out there in this environment. To be honest with you, all I'm doing is probably uh, adding on weakness to just the general indexes, to the SPY, buying some SPY, buying some IWM, buying some XLE and XOP for energy. If you want to get into financials, I nibbled a little bit into XLF or an XRE. Definitely you have to be in the precious metals. I prefer physical. Uh, and if you want to speculate a little bit more, I think GDX and GDXJ are going to make new highs. I think you got to put 5% of your savings or whatever you have in your investment plan in crypto if you want, in Beetle or ETHE, just a little bit as an outlier. It's my least favorite asset class, but it is an asset class. They do have futures, and it is an asset class. So why not have a little bit of exposure? I think the banks will continue to have pain. I think real estate will have pain. I think the auto market will have pain. Um, Tech is a safety trade. I don't think it's the best play. I think metals and miners will outperform. Um, and then the essentials, the consumer staples and stuff like that of companies that that people must have in hard economic times. Um, Anyways, this video's been very long, but I haven't done one in a while, and I just wanted to touch base on some of the market trends and stuff that's happening out there. Stay safe, protect your wealth. The system's rigged, unfortunately. Take care of yourself by converting the paper money that these bankers uh, put out there, convert them into hard assets. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night. Like, share, comment below, and it was good to do.